Good morning, you're listening to Wake Up to Money with Jeremy Naylor and Dominic Laurie on Radio 5 Live and Radio Scotland. Coming up in the next half hour, well, shareholders could be forgiven for feeling a bit miffed about how some of their investments have performed recently. Well, a new code has been published to improve relations between investors and company bosses.
Meanwhile, the Australian government's reached a deal with mining companies over controversial tax plans.
And we find out how the government's small business minister got on during his week of work experience. On Monday, we spoke to the government's small business minister, Mark Prisk, because he was due to spend this week going back to the floor doing some work experience, part of a scheme to encourage its own civil servants to spend a week working with small businesses. Mr. Prisk told us he was going to be throwing himself right into it.
It's actually getting in there, getting your hands dirty, actually seeing what they do, seeing the practical realities of running a small firm. Because I think in government it's very easy to get distant from the practical realities, that you get the business, you do the business, you open the post, you make the tea and coffee.
Are you going to be making the tea and coffee?
I'm told I will. They may regret the tea and coffee side of it, but the rest of it hopefully will be a bit more practical.
Mark Prisk went to DIY KYOTO in London's Bethnal Green. It makes smart devices to monitor electricity usage. How did he get on? Well, Greta Cork is the co-founder of the firm he was at. She's here in the studio. When he talked about getting his hands dirty, your eyes rolled. I understand that perhaps he didn't make as much tea as perhaps he was telling us he was going to.
Well, he didn't make that much tea, but he did some other work for us, which I think was actually quite good.
More high-end stuff.
Well, he did some sales calls for us, actually, at the end. So we actually created 2 hot leads. So we actually might have sold a few, yeah.
He knows how to do it.
He was very good on the phone. He was actually incredible on the phone.
He was walking the walk as well as talking the talk.
Yeah, no, he knew the product immediately after, like, in the morning. We explained it to him, gave him all the tech specs and everything like that. Immediately catched on.
Did you check that all your lever arch files were still in the stationery cover? You didn't nick any envelopes or anything like that?
No.
Did the people you were calling know that they were speaking to an MP? I guess not.
No, they didn't, because I had a phone call back and they asked for Mark Prisk, and I said, well, it's a bit difficult to talk to him now because he's back to the government. And so he went like, oh, okay.
He was with you to encourage civil servants to get to know business better. Are you sometimes left feeling government has no empathy towards firms like yours?
Yeah, we started 6 years ago, and it has been a very difficult period for us, especially to get any kind of support with our kind of area we went into, especially like the eco-friendly, innovative technology and exporting and manufacturing ourselves. So it has been a very...
What, too much red tape, for example?
Too much red tape for us.
Did you tell him this?
Yes, we told him a lot of things, what we have been going through.
And what did he say when you were making your complaints?
And he was listening. He actually already had a few of our biggest issues. He actually is trying to incorporate already some solutions for it.
Your company's name's DIY KYOTO. Tell us why KYOTO?
KYOTO Protocol based, which was set up in 2005. So
DIY being you don't believe in it, do it yourself.
Yeah, basically.
So you were a fundamentally anti-government company.
We sort of were 5 years ago.
Did you tell him the reason behind your name?
Yeah, I think we did have to tell him that before he came, actually, because we thought it might be a bit...
Are you going to stay in touch with him?
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
He gave you his phone number, so to speak.
Yeah, no, and he did send us already a letter, and he already thanked.
He said thank you.
Yeah. So it was good.
The age of chivalry isn't dead. Good to hear it. Greta Cork, co-founder of DIY KYOTO, thanks for coming into the studio, and every other guest as well. There'll be more from Jeremy and me on the 5 Live Breakfast Show coming up in just a few seconds' time.